Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac Show. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm your bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed to impress.
Wellerlane, and we are here at Vixedia Studios, and I'm here with this young lady who catered this whole event today. Introduce yourself to the camera, darling.
Hi, I'm Laura Wootton from Carlyle off the Green, and we do all the catering here for East Hampton Studios, which is now Vixedia, and we are pleased to be the caterer here because it's such a beautiful venue.
It certainly is beautiful.
And we do a lot of galas, private events, and that's what we specialize in. We specialize in weddings and bar mitzvahs, and out here in the Hamptons, we do a lot of backyard parties. We do specialty parties. We have clients like Jeremy Piven and Sonia Morgan from the Housewives of New York.
I love Sonia. She's a good friend of mine.
I did the proposal party for the Beekman boys, so we're very happy to be here.
Now, how did you find out about Vixedia Studios? Who introduced you to this big venue?
The owner of the Carlyle happens to be friends with Michael Woodruff, who owns Vixedia, and that's how we became acquainted with the facility.
Now, I've heard of Carlyle on the Green, and this has been a venue, this is an establishment, a catering establishment. It's very famous that people from all over Long Island have their events there. What makes the Carlyle on the Green such a special place to have an event?
Well, Carlyle on the Green, it's because of its location and its beauty and its ambiance. It is a destination for people. It's a large venue, but also its ballroom is beautiful and exclusive. Steve Carl built this ballroom. He spent $10 million building this tremendous ballroom that feels like you're at home. It doesn't feel like a catering facility. And that's what makes it so special.
And people love it so much they don't necessarily have to have a party at the venue, that they actually hire you just to cater their own backyard event.
That's true. We have Carlyle at Bethpage, which is on the Green. We also have Carlyle at the Palace, which is more of a lounge type of venue. And we just took over Carlyle at the Omni, which is a retro 50s diner.
Oh, I love that.
And it's great. That's in Uniondale. And then off the Green is just strictly off-premise catering at people's homes and at other venues. I mean, we do a lot in Manhattan. And in the Hamptons, a lot of our clients in Nassau County have homes in the Hamptons, so we cater to them in Nassau County and the Hamptons.
Well, I live in Nassau County. Tell my audience, what do people want today at their events? Their backyard, estate events. What are they looking for? How do they want to please their guest?
People are getting away from the seated dinners. They're getting more towards cocktail parties and extended cocktail parties. But when you have an extended cocktail party, you need to offer your guests something more substantial than hors d'oeuvres. Now, our hors d'oeuvres are truly one-bite petite hors d'oeuvres. So what we do is we craft out petite entrees, and by that we do like seared filet mignon over garlic mashed potatoes, and we serve those in martini glasses, so you can walk around and enjoy
I love the idea.
cocktail feel.
Yes.
And we also do sauteed Thai chicken over Asian noodles in little Chinese takeout boxes, and we pass those. Or we do mini meal plates, 4-inch square plates with like crab cakes with a little side salad. Everything is eaten with a seafood fork, so it's very easy.
Love it, love it. Love the idea, love the concept. Very elegant.
Yes, and very different instead of having your seated or your buffet dinner.
If we want to find out more information about how we can contact Carlyle on the Green, where do we go?
You can go, we have a website called Carlyle Catering, and once you go onto that website, it has all of our facilities and our information about our off-premise, off-the-green catering.
That's wonderful. Well, I thank you for taking the time to talk to us right here at Vixedia Studios. And thank you so much for talking to me. And we look out for your Carlyle on the Green, right? And all my audience out there in the Hamptons and in Nassau County and Suffolk County, we must get in touch with this young lady and she'll hook you all up, right?
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
We'll be back in a moment, darlings. More interviews coming up. Peace, champagne kisses. Wellerlane, and we are here at Vixedia Studios right here in the East Hampton, and I'm here with this lovely lady. Introduce yourself to the camera, doll.
I'm Joyce Philbin Collier with Robert Collier Publications.
Now tell my audience how you found out about this event today.
Actually, I found out through an invite through the social network, Facebook, and I emailed Michael and was happy to come.
Now you're here and you're happy to come and give your support.
Absolutely,
for
it's a great
wonderful
space.
Studio, this brand new studio.
Yes, and I actually had looked at the studio myself because we're going to be planning an event. And in looking around, they really have everything that's needed to make for a great event. So I hope that a lot of people come out and see what the space has to offer, because I really think
It's gorgeous.
well, and it's very unique to the East End, because there's no place like it that people can really plan and have all the facilities that are available.
Tell my audience about your publishing firm.
Well, we're Robert Collier Publications, and Robert Collier was the original author of Law of Attraction. The mega worldwide bestseller, The Secret, was based on Robert Collier's book, The Secret of the Ages. And basically it's about how we all have the power within us to live the best possible life.
Could you share with my audience, could you give us one advice what we should all do? What you're just explaining to, what you just told everyone?
Sure. I would say that the first thing that we all need to do is just think differently. I think that we have become a very ego-based just because of all of the influences around us. And I think that if we learn to try to put ourselves in other people's shoes, think differently and say maybe this is why something's happening, instead of saying what I don't have, always concentrate on what I do have, because the more you focus on what you do have, the more you're going to think about what you do have, and the more you're going to attract more things that will make your life very positive.
I also find that in show business, everyone is they seem to be like in competition. So everybody's afraid that they're competing with somebody, or I can't divulge that information, or I can't, but with the internet, the purpose of the internet is to let people know about your website and to let people know about who you are and what you're all about. So you should share
Absolutely.
and partner with other companies and other people, because that will also help you get
Absolutely.
ahead too.
I do a column in Dan's Hamptons, and one of the questions that a reader had given to me was, that they are sort of envious that one person, has achieved this, and my response really in a very simple way is, no matter what it is, whether you're somebody that got married late, or you haven't had something happening as fast as you like, if somebody else is experiencing that success, be happy for them, because that happiness and that that giving and that kindness for that other person will come back tenfold. You have to focus on where you want to be, not where you haven't gotten. And that's the secret of this type of thinking.
I also think that people think if they're not making X amount of dollars, they're not successful.
Absolutely
and that's not true.
No. Happiness is something that's very subjective, and money is absolutely the last criteria. I set out at a very young age to have a healthy family. That's really what was important to me. I have a wonderful husband. I have 2 great kids, and I experience everything that everybody else does. They drive me crazy, and my husband is a typical man with all that goes along with that. My children are teenagers with all that goes along with that, but I wouldn't trade it for the world, because I am rich beyond my wildest imagination. Because I have
a beautiful family.
Yes, exactly, and
I'm happy for you. I don't have kids, but I'm happy for you.
But I bet you have people in your life that really appreciate who you are and unconditionally love you for who you are. And that's where you draw the value in your life. It doesn't have to be a blood relative, because I'm not necessarily, great with all of my blood relatives. But I think that if you're open, you're honest, and you treat everybody fairly, and you let everybody be who they are, and as a mother I have to give my kids parameters in order to do that. That's not always pleasant. But I think that family doesn't necessarily have to be defined in blood relations.
Tell my audience a little bit more about the publication.
Okay.
How many publications do you have? How many magazines and newspapers?
Actually, we distribute Robert Collier's books, and actually the few that are not written by Robert Collier are friends of his from way back that we have the copyrights to and the distribution rights. We are launching Collier's The Next Generation. Robert Collier's uncle, Peter Fenelon Collier, he was the publisher of the famed Collier's magazine. It was iconic for the famous artists that graced the covers, and it's a very simple publication that covers many areas of interest to people throughout the country.
Everything from pop culture to fashion to entertainment, I would think.
Yes,
right?
and business and real estate and everything that everybody's concerned about, but we're not interested in really accentuating the negative.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I only like to accentuate the positive. I'm not about tabloid TV or.
And there's enough good news out there.
I love to write about philanthropy.
Yes, and
I go to many events here in the Hamptons, many wonderful charity events in the Hamptons in the summertime, and that's really what I'm all about.
Yep, and we will be planning one very shortly, so hopefully.
Well, invite me. I'd love to come.
I would love to have you.
I want you to tell my audience where we could go to find out more information on the internet all about Collier Publications.
www.robertcollierpublications.com.
Spell that.
That's www.robertcollierpublications.com. BLICATIONS.com.
I love
I
it.
was a speller.
Me too. Me too. I want to thank you so much for that wonderful
Thank you.
interview.
It was really a pleasure. Thank you.
And we'll be back in a moment telling some more interviews right here. Pink Champagne Kisses.
Fancy dress to impress. One of a kind girl. It's been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.